the first up tonight, so I'll talk to him. But with your support, we can serve an inspiring group of young leaders who come from the most under-resourced communities, who are smart and motivated and passionate difference makers. You know, these are young people who have earned every single opportunity that we're providing. They've overcome more than most of us and I can fathom. And with our support, they're poised to make a huge difference. So thank you all for being here. And I'd like you to meet Andrew. So Andrew, where are you from?
So I've actually had the opportunity to talk to a couple different folks tonight and tell them about my small rural community of Amboy, Illinois. If you were to drive about 160 miles west of here, you'd hit a little small podunk town, and you'd probably see my mom or dad somewhere in there. That would be Amboy. To give you a perspective, that's about 2,500 people that live in that town, and to give you even better perspective, my high school was about the size of the group that is gathered here tonight. So a fourth of this was my graduating class. And to give you a little bit more about myself, maybe with some of the adversity and challenges that I faced that come with being from a small town, you can learn a little bit more about me. It was made very clear to me at a young age that financially I was going to have to be responsible for some things coming up in the future. Things like buying my first truck or paying for my insurance and my gas. And probably most frightening of all those things, paying for the cost of a college education, which all the scholars here tonight know nearly and dearly. So to be proactive in that, I started working a job when I was 12 years old. My dad owns his own business, and I was lacing up my bootstraps as a 12-year-old kid and splitting firewood and hauling trees and stuff like that. But that's a little bit about me and where I'm from.
Andrew, what are you most passionate about?
Well, actually, fortunate enough for me, I study what I'm passionate about. So I'm going to be a junior this fall at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign, go Illini, studying ag education. And I think agriculture, being from my small community, is one of the most important and undervalued industries in the world. Of course, it is important because it helps us fight challenges like world hunger, but it's also economically important, whether that be on a global scale with international trade or the ability to mobilize U.S. aid, but also on a small scale. I know that in my family and other families in my community and in communities all over the nation, it gives people the opportunity to provide for themselves, gives parents the opportunity to put food on the table and pay for monthly bills. But spreading the message of agriculture in that way, and also telling people where their food comes. By the way, we're going to have ribeye tonight. That's a cut of a cow on its lower back, and it's been prepared by trimming the fat and being salted down with salt and pepper. So a little agricultural factory there. But spreading the message of where our food comes from and the importance of that industry, that's kind of what I've dedicated myself to. I think that's my path in life. And some opportunities that I've taken to do that already involve a special organization to me other than Greenhouse Scholars. Before I was introduced to Greenhouse Scholars, I was heavily involved with the FFA, or Future Farmers of America. I see some nodding heads in the room, so some people have heard of this. A lot of leadership opportunities, a lot of opportunities for me to learn about agriculture and where my food comes from, and also to develop and cultivate my own ability to lead other people, even doing things like speaking in front of groups. But to capitalize on those opportunities, I had to take leadership positions. One of those, and specifically, was serving as a state FFA officer. For those of you who don't know, there's actually 17,000 students, members, in the Illinois FFA, so in our state. And from those 17,000, 5 people are selected every year to serve an entire year term as a state FFA officer. And in 2014, I was fortunate enough to be elected to one of those positions. So what that entailed, 365 days of traveling the state of Illinois, spreading the message of agriculture and agricultural education to students ages 14 to 18. That was really impactful for me. I got to speak with over 5,000 students and visit over 100 different communities in the state of Illinois. That was an opportunity to share the message that I'm sharing with you tonight, and also to develop leadership within students. Last thing that I'm passionate about that has to do with FFA, I have to tell you about this because Greenhouse Scholars made this possible. I had the opportunity to travel to South Africa just 2 Januaries ago now. It's a 2-week experience. You get to travel the entire country, see different kinds of farms, agribusinesses, and understand international agriculture in a very direct way. But that wouldn't have been possible without one of the components that Andrew mentioned tonight, and that would be the Flex Funding Grant. With the help of Greenhouse Scholars and their support, I was able to fully fund that trip and make my way halfway across the world on an airplane and visit those different farms and talk and meet with those people. Now that may be a common experience for some, but that was actually my first and only time that I've been out of the country. So to mobilize a student like myself that way because of the help of a program like Greenhouse Scholars, that was really, really important to me. And that's what I'm passionate about.
I have one last question. I just want to hear if there are any other experiences from Greenhouse Scholars that have made an impact on you.
There is one event and a component of that event that every year always sends me away feeling inspired and motivated and ready to take on new challenges. Many of our scholars know the same feeling, but maybe they get it in a kind of a different way. That's the annual Summer Symposium. So for those of you who may not know, Summer Symposium is an annual event where all the scholars in the program come together in Boulder, Colorado, and Greenhouse brings in really good speakers and presenters, and we get to interact with them through Q&A sessions, panels, workshops, and even just speaking and telling their story. And while that is very amazing in itself, the one thing that I probably take away most from Symposium is the opportunity to speak with and learn about my fellow scholars. I'm sure some of you have already met some of the inspiring individuals in the crowd tonight, but understanding the different perspectives that come up with that, and remember, I'm from small town, Farm, Illinois, so to know that before Greenhouse Scholars, I'd never been exposed to diversity in race, religion, culture, experiences, beliefs, challenges that we've overcome, and even the goals that we have in the future. Those were things that I had never before experienced or learned about before meeting my friends in Greenhouse Scholars. And the environment that this program creates, where I know there's going to be people who are understanding and accepting and willing to answer my questions and not judge me because I don't know about their experiences, this is the best place in the world for me to learn this kind of stuff, and it would not be possible without the support of you all and without the program known as Greenhouse Scholars that we're here tonight for. So that is part of my Greenhouse Scholars experience.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, everyone. Please join us at the community.